Contamination control. Broken woods, metal, and contamination with foreign material are very important for producing hygienic packaging material. On food sector, cleaning could not be provided for each packaging material due to cost and other contamination risk by chemicals and water. Fifth knockout is that based on hazard analysis and assessment of associated risks, procedures shall be in place to avoid contamination with foreign material. Contaminated products shall be treated as non-conforming products. If possible, don't use wood in all areas, such as handling of raw materials, processing, packing and storage. Where the use of wood cannot be avoided, the risk should be controlled, and the wood should be in good order and clean. If you need metal or other foreign material detectors, they should be installed to ensure maximum efficiency of detection, in order to avoid subsequent contamination. Detectors should be subjected to regular maintenance to avoid malfunction. Potentially contaminated products should be isolated. Access and actions for further handling or checking for these isolated products should be carried out only by authorized personnel according to defined procedures. After this check, contaminated products should be treated as non-conforming products. The appropriate accuracy of detectors should be specified. Checks of proper function of detectors should be carried out regularly. In case of malfunction or failure of a metal and/or foreign material detector, corrective actions should be defined, implemented, and documented. In cases where special equipment or methods such as sieves or filters are used to detect foreign material, these should be properly validated and maintained. The presence of glass and brittle material should be excluded in all areas. If presence of glass or brittle plastic cannot be avoided, and you must use, in that case appropriate measures should be in place to protect against breakage. All stationary objects made of or incorporating glass or brittle material present in areas of handling of raw materials, processing, packing and storage should be listed in a specific register, including details of their exact location. An assessment of the condition of objects on the register should be performed on a regular basis and recorded. Frequency of this check should be justified by documents. Breakages of glass and brittle material should be recorded. Exceptions should be justified and documented. Procedures should be in place describing the measures to be taken in case of breakage of glass and brittle material. Such measures should include identifying the scope of goods to be isolated, specifying authorized personnel, cleaning the production environment and release of production line for continued production. You may use glass, brittle plastic, or some containers. Based on hazard analysis and assessment of associated risks, preventive measures should be in place for handling of these kinds of containers in the production process, such as turnover, blow, rinse. After this process step there should be no further risk of contamination. If you use visual inspection to detect foreign material, the employees should be trained, and operative change should be performed at an appropriate frequency to maximize effectiveness of process. Pest contamination on packaging material means food safety risk on food packaging. Pest control system should in place and in compliance with local legal requirements. Considering the factory environment, bait map, identification of the baits on site, responsibilities, in-house and external, used products, agents, and their instructions for use and safety, the frequency of inspections. The pest control system should be based on hazard analysis and assessment of associated risks. The company should be having qualified and trained in-house staff and employ the services of a qualified external provider. Where an external provider is used, the activities required on site should be specified in a written contract. Pest control inspections and resulting actions should be documented. Implementation of actions should be monitored and recorded. Baits, traps, and insect exterminators should be functioning, should be in enough numbers and should be placed in an appropriate position. They should be constructed and positioned as not to cause any contamination risk. Incoming deliveries should be checked on arrival for the presence of pests. Any infestation should be documented, and control measures taken. The effectiveness of the pest control should be monitored with the help of regular trend analyses. Wrong ingredients mean wrong final products. All incoming goods, including wrapping materials, should be checked for conformity against specifications and other legally required documentation and to a determined inspection plan. The inspection plan should be risk-based. Test results should be documented. The storage conditions of raw materials, semi-processed and finished products as well as packaging should be in each case correspond to product requirements, for example refrigeration, protective covers, and should not be detrimental to other products. Raw materials, packaging, semi-processed and finished products should be stored so as to minimize the risk of cross-contamination. Appropriate storage facilities should be available for the management and storage of working materials, process aids, and additives. The personnel responsible for the management of storage facilities should be trained. All products should be clearly identified. Use of products should be undertaken in accordance with the principles of first in, first out or first expired, first out. Where a company hires a third-party storage service provider, the service provider should be subject to IFS logistics requirements. If the third-party service provider is not certified to IFS logistics, all relevant requirements equivalent to the company's own warehousing practices should be fulfilled, and this should be clearly defined in the respective contract. Before loading transport vehicles, their condition, such as absence of strange smells, high dust load, adverse humidity, pests, mold, should be checked and action taken, if necessary. Procedures to prevent contamination during transport should be implemented. Packaging material, non-packaging material, different categories of goods. Where goods must be transported at certain conditions, before loading, the condition inside the vehicle should be checked and documented. Where goods must be transported at certain conditions, maintaining these conditions during transport should be ensured and documented. Adequate hygienic requirements for all transport vehicles and equipment used for loading and unloading, likely hoses of silo installations, should exist. There should be records of the measures taken. Loading and unloading areas should have equipment in place to protect transported products from external influences. Where a company hires a third-party transport service provider, all the requirements specified within this section should be clearly defined in the respective contract, or the service provider should be subject to IFS logistics requirements. Security of transport vehicles should be appropriately maintained. An adequate system of maintenance should be in place, maintained and documented, covering all critical equipment, including transport, for compliance with product requirements. This applies both for internal and external maintenance activities. Product requirements and prevention of contamination should be ensured during and after maintenance and repair work. Records of maintenance and repair work and of corrective actions taken should be kept. All materials used for maintenance and repair should be fit for the intended use. Failures of plant and equipment, including transport, covered by the maintenance system should be documented and reviewed with a view to adapting the maintenance system. Temporary repairs should be carried out so that product requirements are not affected. Such work should be documented, and a short-term deadline set for eliminating the fault. Where a company hires a third-party maintenance and repair service provider, all the company's specified requirements regarding material and equipment should be clearly defined, documented, and maintained. Equipment construction can lead to a packaging material contamination. Equipment should be suitably designed and specified for the intended use. Before commissioning, it should be verified that the product requirements are complied with. For all equipment and tools with direct packaging material contact, certificates of conformity should be existing which confirm compliance with current legal requirements. In case no specific legal requirements are applicable, evidence should be available to demonstrate that all equipment and tools are suitable for use. This applies for all equipment and tools in direct contact with raw materials, semi-processed and finished products. Equipment should be designed and located so that cleaning and maintenance operations can be effectively performed. You have to be ensured that all product equipment is in good condition without any negative influence on packaging material safety. You have to be ensured that in the event of changes to processing methods and equipment, process characteristics are reviewed in order to assure that product requirements are complied with.